Hello, welcome back, Boxer1 here, and today we have a pretty cool one. This is the Senate Commando Battle Pack set 75088 from 2000, I believe 15, could be 16. Check on the back. 15, yep, I was right. And it has 4 figures, obviously being a battle pack. It has 3 of the normal Senate Commandos and 1 Senate Commando Captain. So, without further ado, let's get into that. The first 3 figures in the set are exactly the same. They're the Senate Commandos, and they just have some pretty nice blue armor, and they look pretty cool. I quite like them. I think this is the same print used for clones. I have actually some older clones, so let's check that. It is not the exact same, but it is extremely similar. So yeah, pretty interesting there. These guys all have the same simple stud shooter blaster, so no actually blaster guns in the set, which is unfortunate, but that's how it was back then. They have some nice little leg printing, so that's nice. And then they have the angry clone head. Pretty nice, simple figures, but I quite like the blue. It's quite nice. The next figure, and also the last, is the Senate Commando Captain. Now, he is very similar to them, but he instead has some white markings as well as some gray. And that makes him look a lot cooler, in my eyes anyway. And his back is the same. And then he has a slightly larger stud shooter blaster with, obviously, the back end. And yeah, these I'll just show you because I can, but these work pretty simply. You push down on this and it launches. But yeah, pretty cool. He also doesn't have the angry clone head, but he does have the smiling clone head. Pretty cool. And moving on from the figures that I thought are pretty good. Now, I know a lot of people say that they don't like this battle pack as much because you don't see these guys as much in the show, but in terms of figure quality and how they are, I think they're quite great. Anyway, let's get on to the build. Now, the build in this set is this simple 4-legged cannon, and it is pretty interesting. It has a turntable at the bottom for the legs to swivel and turn around, but it also, you can move the legs all the way up, actually. You probably don't want to do it like that, but yeah, he can stand it on all 4 legs like that. It also has space for 1 gunner to sit, and look at that, he looks pretty cool with his small little console up here. You can also put his blaster on the back, so that's pretty nice. There's a little clip there. And yeah, turning it around, you can see the front of the cannon, actually, which is pretty simple, but works pretty well. It can move because it's on a little axle with the pin in the back, and it looks pretty cool. Now, it does have one of these massive blaster cannons on here, which usually doesn't look very good, but I think it looks not terrible. I mean, it is a battle pack build, so it's not going to look like something amazing, but yeah, I'll point this down and then we'll fire it off. Very simple. Turn this, everything launches. But yeah, pretty cool. But that's basically it for the build. It's very simple. It's very non-complex. So yeah, let's get on to my final opinion. Anyway, my final opinion is that this is actually a pretty good set. Now, I know a lot of people say that, well, it's a Senate Commando battle pack. You don't see them much in the show, as I said earlier. But I think it's a great way to get these guys. Because I know before, I think they were only in Cad Bane Speeder and the Venator from back then. And even then, they were different slightly. I think they had non-printed legs, if I'm remembering right, and clone heads. But I think it's a great way to kind of put them in a affordable little set here, even though those sets weren't too expensive back then. The Venator was, but Cad Bane Speeder wasn't. And yeah, I think it's just a nice little set. Maybe it's nostalgia, but this is one of my first battle packs, and I quite like it. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed. I think I'll probably be reviewing the let's see here, the Stormtrooper Rebels like transport battle pack next. So, I shall see you then. Goodbye.